Hi everyone, welcome. Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, so it's time for Stamping with Denise. I'm glad you're here tonight. Thank you for stopping by and spending some time with me. I'm so glad you're here. As you know, I have a new video every Monday evening with a new project. And if you like my video, please share my video. Comment, share down in the comments, and your name will be entered in a drawing to win the project I'm working on tonight. Last week, I showed you this fun Z-fold card. Look at that. That's a lot of fun. And for this week, the winner of this one, who was drawn randomly, is Jessica Williams. So Jessica, I'll be getting that card out to you. Welcome. If you're watching on YouTube, I'm so glad you're here. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe to my channel and then hit that little blue bell and you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video, which is usually on Monday evenings. Also, if you can't share my video, I understand. I'd appreciate if you give it some hearts. Facebook likes the hearts better than the thumbs up, so it just helps me on the algorithm, helps more people see my video. So if you could give me some hearts rather than thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. But Stampin' Up! Right now is running a great new promotion. First of all, any of the die bundles that are available to customers, normally Stampin' Up! Discounts those bundles 10%. Well, they're discounting them an additional 10% for a total of 20%. So if there's something you've been looking for in these stamp and die bundles, it's a great time to get the ones you've had your eye on because you save an additional 10%. Also, they're doing a special till the end of the month. The special on the bundles is till the end of the month. Also, this special on the die cutting machines is till the end of the month. And for both the regular size Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine and the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, they're an additional 10% off. So if you've been on the fence about getting one, now might be a great time to get it. The only way you're going to get it any cheaper is if you have your own party and you earn host rewards and apply it to purchase that product. So that being said, I think we'll go ahead and get started on tonight's project. I have another fun fold to show you today. The card's not hard, but it's just another way to add some interest to our cards so they're just not these boring, open up the card. They give you a little bit of interest, and sometimes I like to mix it up that way. So I will switch to my hands and we will get started. Okay, so I'm not exactly sure the name of this fold. It's another kind of a Z-fold card, but opens just like this. So, I've used it before. The paper we're going to be using is the Thoughtful Journey paper. Has all of these great kind of, I don't know, are those watercolory images, landscapes in them. Okay, and the stamp set that my sentiment came from is called Saying Hey. And this is a stamp set you might have missed in the catalog. It's up toward the front, and it's a good all-purpose stamp set if you just need some sentiments to have on hand. I especially like this big hey, and I like this insert clever message here. That's pretty funny. This is one I'll be keeping in my stash because, and I miss your face. Those are great sentiments that, when you need it, you're glad you have it. So that's what we're going to be using that was for this one. So I want to talk a little bit about cutting out this paper because you can see this is a continuation here of this paper. And so let me give you some of these dimensions. This back piece of cardstock is 5 1/4 by 4. This piece of DSP, no. I'm sorry, this cardstock is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Now I'm, yep, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And the DSP is 5 1/4 by 4. So that's that. And for this piece here, I just used another sheet out of that same set of designer series paper. See, that's the back of, I just used this side here. This is what the back of that looks like. So, but when you're looking at this, well, okay, this piece of cardstock here is 9 3/4 by 4 1/4, and we're just going to score it at 3 1/4 and 6 1/2. And these two panels and this white piece are all 3 by 4. This little strip of designer series paper is 1 by 3. So let me show you. Again, depending on what image you're using, it's going to be different. And I wanted to concentrate on these trees here, because this is going to be cut in half, and then this is what I'm going to be using. So I think what I ended up doing was cutting about a half or an inch off the bottom and an inch off the top. Yeah, and that gave me my 4 inches. So yeah, if you see, this lines up just about like that. I had meant to cut this out on camera, and I got carried away and started cutting ahead of time, so that's why I'm doing this. So anyway, you had these strips up here and on the top and bottom. Sometimes your image is going to be one where you want something different as your focal point, and so you might cut the 2 inches off the bottom, which would give you probably something that looks about like that. Let's see, is that about 4 inches? I'm eyeballing. Pretty good. So, you know, it would be like that, and then you'd cut this in half for 3, and there would be your 2 panels. So it really depends when you're looking at your paper. You have to just kind of look and decide where you're going to cut those 3 by 4 pieces out of. But ultimately you're going to cut 2 inches off of this dimension, whether you cut 2 inches off the top or 2 inches off the bottom, or an inch and an inch, an inch and a half one place, and a half an inch another place. You really got to look at your picture. I mean, you could cut, let's see what 4 inches is here. Is right up to here. You know, if you wanted to concentrate on this, you could, and you'd just cut your paper right up there if you wanted this to be your focal point. So really it depends what you like. It's all personal preference. So anyway, so that's what I did. And this little piece here is from right here where it's left over. I've just kind of turned it around. You can see there. And that's all it was. I didn't have to put it there. You don't have to put it there if you don't want to. No worries. And you know, I already scored this. I was just I had to cut packets for this card and have all the pieces prepped, and I was just going. And I think I didn't think twice about doing some of this stuff on camera. But anyway, so this is scored at 3 1/4 and 6 1/2. We're gonna double check. Yes, 3 1/4 and 6 1/2. Oops, you can't see it, but it's right. So then what we're gonna do is we're gonna fold this. This will be the inside where our white piece will go. And put this right here. And I'm gonna fold this back, and this will be the front of our card, okay? Super simple, super simple. Okay, here's this piece of cardstock, which will be our base, And again, this is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and this is just kind of your normal card dimensions. As you can see, it's the same size this way and the same size that way. So, and then I have this piece. This was the piece I cut of another of the designer series paper. I'm going to use this side, so I wanted to get some more purples in there. And this DSP is 5 1/4 by 4. So let me get my stamp and seal. And I'm gonna go ahead and put this down. Okay, there you go. Now I am going to go ahead and attach this right in the center here. So let me I'm going to put a little more adhesive than I normally would, because this is going to be supporting some extra weight. I'm going to put this right in the center. And I want to make sure I'm pretty centered. There we go. There you go. That goes in there. Now, as I said, we have a piece of white that's going to go here for putting your sentiment on. This piece is 3 by 4. And I have my little piece of designer series paper cut here from the remnants. And it's 1 inch by 3 inches. So I'm going to put it on here. And I like to attach this first together before I put it in here, because then if this is a little long, I can trim it off. Okay. And a little trick I do at times is, if I have two pieces that have to be absolutely exact and not hanging, you know, a little bit of difference will really show, then I will cut them at the same time together so they have the exact same cut, and I know there's no question that those two will work. Because it's easy to get a little bit of, you know, just a skosh different each time. Nothing's 100% every time. Okay, this one goes here. At least in my mind, it goes like this. You know, really, we could put this way and that way, and I think that would look cool too. Shall we mix it up? No, you know what? I'm going to do it this way, simply because the sentiment and the front of my card fits nicely in this big area. So I'm going to do it this way. I told you this card is super simple. Just adds a little bit of interest to your card. It does take a little more cardstock. It takes an extra quarter sheet, because this is about half a sheet, and then this is about 1/4 of a sheet. So, or actually it is a quarter sheet. You know, you want to kind of make sure things are lined up across here, because if you're off a little bit, like if that's up there, you're going to notice that when you're looking at the card. When it's folded up, you're not going to notice it, but when it's open like this, and like you're showing somebody or somebody's reading it, it's more noticeable. So you really want to try to make sure that it is lined up. What I like when I'm doing this is I can look up in my camera in front and see that it's lined up too, so I have an extra vantage point. And really, that's the guts of the card right there. How simple is that? We all need simple, but we want stuff with impact. So I think I'm going to tie my ribbon now, or this baker's twine. Now this is a piece of white baker's twine, which is from the Baker's Twine Essential Pack. It has all these colors in it. And what I did was I colored it with the Misty Moonlight blends. And I let it dry, which is very important, because I was playing around with different color, you know, coloring the baker's twine different colors, and I laid this blue one on here before it was dry, and it laid down a little bit of ink. So I knew that that was the color I was going with. So I just colored it. I just laid it out on a piece of paper. I used the blunt. I used this end of my marker and just kind of went over it, let it soak in. Don't have to overdo it. I'm not too concerned about these ends not being completely colored because I'm going to be trimming this off, because I just want a nice petite little bow. I don't want anything too big. Just needed a little something, you know. So just like, you know, you can use the blends to color some of the embellishments, like the rhinestones, the ones that are the old staple. You can leave those, you can color those. Okay, let me get my piece. Now I've cut out these two shapes using the nested essential dies. I've used the two small ones. So, and this is the same Glimmer paper that I used on last week's card right here. It's an online exclusive that's meant to coordinate with the Zinnia bundle. And I'm sorry I don't have the name of this right with me. Wait a minute, let me see. Yeah, no, I don't have it. The it also has Old Olive, and I think it's Berry Burst Glimmer with it. But I like that. I think it looks nice. To me, it's kind of reminiscent of snow, you know. So I'm using Misty Moonlight. Again, I'm using my Happy Birthday stamp that's out of that Saying Hey. Like I said, this is a stamp set that I think everybody needs to have, because it's just got some great basic sentiments. I lost the word there. Okay, so I'm gonna, because this is photopolymer, I'm stamping on my mat, and there we go. Put this away. Put this right under here. And you might remember from last week I talked about sometimes when you're sticking onto Glimmer paper, you need to use glue dots. It works better than your seal. So that's what I do. You could probably use Tombow, but this to me works just fine. So I'm going to put a couple of dimensionals on the back. Oh, and I need another glue dot here for this. I'm almost out of glue dots. I'm going to have to get another package out. Okay, so this glue dot, I'm just kind of making it into a little ball here, a little blob. Then I'm going to use my bow. I'm going to pick up that glue dot there, which still is kind of big. So let me see if I can make it a little more compact so it doesn't show, and it'll go right on here. Perfect. Let me go ahead and attach it to the front of the card. And put it right here. I'm a little over to the side on mine. I'll do it just like that. Where are my scissors at? I'm going to trim up that bow. I just wanted a nice petite little bow. I don't know, it just didn't look finished, and I had to add something, so I did a little bow. Now I'm using the Iridescent Faceted gems to put a little extra bling on here. These are so pretty. I don't know if you've seen these. Look at these. I'm going to tell you, the picture and the catalog does not do them justice. Look at that. They just kind of pick up whatever colors around. I think they're pretty. These are, usually I have 1 or 2 embellishment go-tos. You know, it used to be pearls and rhinestones, but now, and this is going to be one, because this is an easy way to add a little bling to your cards. And really, this is all it is. It's very simple. And this card's done. So don't forget about the sale, the discount on the die bundles that Stampin' Up! is having right now. Here's my website to order. Use my host code, please. That's much appreciated. And pick yourself up some bundles. Not only 10% off, there'll be 20% off. So who doesn't love a good sale, huh? Okay, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me, and we will see you next Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern for Stamping with Denise. Bye now.